Hello and welcome back to this tutorial series all about the Mac. Apologize for the original video of it being quite lengthy, but I just wanted to try and introduce everyone into what this tutorial series is going to be all about. So we left off saying that we're going to talk about the system preferences, which you can access from the dock down here or from the top left Apple menu system preferences just over there. Now I'm going to break this down into individual videos on each particular item within this, as it's rather a lengthy topic, and that way you can then chop and change into the different particular items that you want to look at in terms of what it's going to suit you. This briefly though, however, is going to show you how to change just about everything to do with the user system on the Mac, the OS X. So we'll go through one by one, and this first one's going to be on the General tab. So once you've opened System Preferences, you're then going to go into General, which opens up another new little screen. And over here, this is where you can change the general sort of settings that you need at the very start when you're just starting out and you want to be able to just change the appearance, what your default web browser is, and so on. So starting at the top, we've got the appearance here. Now this allows you to change the color, either blue or graphite, for buttons and menus on the Windows. So if I was to change that to graphite there, you see all these little up and down arrows on the right hand side, and all the buttons have now changed to this dark graphite color. If I change it back, you've got the blue, and also these colors here disappear and become just a subdued gray color. Beneath that, you've got the Use Dark menu bar and dock. This is very handy if you tend to use your computer in low light conditions. Obviously, these grays do tend to stand out quite a lot, and so if you click that, it changes the dock and the navigation bar at the top to this dark bar. And again, you can add that to the graphite and things start to get a little bit dimmer for you, which is particularly handy if you're in low light conditions. This automatically hide and show the menu bar. If I click that, it disappears at the top. Okay, and that will automatically come and go depending on if you move your mouse to the top and let it sit there for half a second. That just allows you to utilize more of the screen, and just basically allows you to use more space on full screen applications. And also, if you don't like seeing that there all the time and you'd rather have this nice beautiful picture behind, then you can tick that. The highlight color, again, you can choose pretty much any color you want by clicking on other and choosing from the menu that comes up. That's just for when you come to highlighting different text and items, etc. Now the sidebar icons, so if I was to open up Finder here and go to something like that, if I change the sidebar, let's move that a bit more that way. Sidebar icon size to large, these all get a little bit bigger. If we go to small, they go a lot smaller, which is handy obviously if you're going to have quite a few items down the side here, which is something we'll come to on a different video later on. But we'll take it back to medium for now. That seems to be about the right size. Showing scroll bars, again, this is if you're on a large document with text or the internet, something like that. It will determine automatically at the moment whether you're on a mouse or a trackpad, whether they're showing or not. If you have them when scrolling, basically you'll have a blank screen here. So if I was to go to the internet and welcomes me to the internet, and let's just go to Google. The internet's been rather slow. So at the moment, obviously I've got a few things there, but the taskbar disappears. If you have a look over here on the right hand side, the scroll bar even, as soon as I start to scroll, you can see it appears. When I stop, it will disappear. So that's what it's saying by automatic. It's quite handy. It gets rid of it out of the way. It's not something that you want to look at all the time. However, if you do want to look at it all the time, then just tick always down here. Okay. Again, clicking on the scroll bar, what do you want that to do? So if I change that to always, and as you can see over here, it's now being shown all the time. At the moment, it's set to jump to the next page. So if you were in a Word document that had individual pages, when you click on there, it will jump directly to the next page. If you click above it, it goes up. If you click below it, it goes down. Now, if I was to change that to the spot that's clicked, it will do as it says on the tin. Wherever I click on the bar, it will take me to that particular point. What I tend to do is jump to the next page, which is just quite handy, especially in Word documents and such like. They have individual pages set out. Default web browser at the moment, we've got Safari. That's the only sort of web browser installed. You've got Firefox and Google Chrome. If you install those later on through the App Store or through their own websites, you can choose what the default browser is. So if you're opening a hyperlink from a different application or within document, it will automatically open that particular software. But for now, we're going to stick with Safari. This is to do with documents, so you've got asked to keep changes when closing. To be honest, that's quite handy. So when you come out of a Word document and you quit a Word document, you're going to ask for it. It's going to pop up and go, do you want to save before you close? And that's quite a handy safety feature to have. Close windows when quitting an app. So, for example, when you close an application, when you open the application again, it's not going to reopen all the different documents that you had open at that particular time. So if I had 3 or 4 Word documents open, when I quit Word and open it up again, it's not going to open all those documents for me, which can be a bit annoying if you want to start fresh from each time. So that's when you'll leave that closed. Recent items, so this is documents, applications, storage locations. You can change from absolutely none to 50, and that can be seen if you click at the top here. Recent items, they're all over there. So that was, for example, when I was working on lesson 1. Those are the recent documents I used, and these are the recent applications that I've used. You can clear that menu just by tapping that over there. So when you go back, it's all cleared out for you. That's again quite handy when you're using the same sort of things quite often, rather than having to find it all again or going through the spotlight. You can just click on the Apple menu at the top and recent documents. This little button here, again, this is a new thing that's been introduced in the latest version of OS X, El Capitan. This allows you to hand off applications. So, for example, if you've got many Apple devices like an iPad, an iPhone, and an iMac or a MacBook, if you click this little button here, if you're in the middle of an email or you're on a specific web page, even if you're in the middle of typing, you're halfway through a sentence, you have to rush out the door. When you take out your iPhone or your iPad and you go into Mail or something like that, it will pick up where you left off, exactly where you left off, to literally the full stop that you put in before you left the house. So that's quite a handy thing to have, but it does require a internet connection on your mobile device to be able to sync that. And this little thing here, use LCD font smoothing when available. All that does is, obviously, these texts are quite slim, quite thin lettering. They help make it look a lot nicer, especially on an LCD screen. It just smooths the font as best as it can, just to make it look as crisp and as clear as possible. You can tick and untick that depending on how you want it to look on different screens, but for now I'll just leave that ticked and go with it for there. So you've changed all the settings that you want there. To go back to where you were before, just click the back arrow over there and it will come back to the main page. Well, thank you very much for watching. That's been the video on the General tab. In order to see the next couple of ones, just go on to the next video and I'll see you there. If this video has been helpful at all to you, then please give me a thumbs up below. It's very much appreciated. And also, if you'd like to be informed of when the next videos are uploaded, which are going to be very regularly, then please click the subscribe button and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.